Star. The Division of Cebu Province Learning Continuity Plan, or LCP, from May 2020 to April 2021.
Guided by the Deped Division of Cebu Province Vision, Mission, and Core Values, and regarding Cebuano learners as the core of this calling, Deped Cebu Province Division crafted the Learning Continuity Plan, or LCP, out of love to produce holistic, empowered, innovative, and inspired Cebuano learners. It is racing without leaving any stones unturned to make sure that the 587,932 Cebuano learners can still be given the best basic education services they all deserve amidst COVID-19 pandemic. The purpose of this LCP is to provide direction, just like the North Star, which glows brightly to guide and to lead toward a purposeful destination of all 58 schools districts with 1,142 schools operated by 23,068 personnel, of which 20,419 are teachers and 2,648 are non-teaching. In the event that learners cannot safely access the traditional brick and mortar school environment, if such an occasion were to arise, it prepared to virtually carry the schools to respective homes of the precious learners.
Thus, the Management Committee, headed by Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Marilyn Andales, ably assisted by 3 Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, Dr. Esther Futalan, Dr. Cartasa Perico, and Dr. Leia Apaw, has constantly conceptualized specific actions and practical approaches within the framework of the new normal scheme. It commits its selfless services while engaging stakeholders and partners across all levels of governance to impact greater improvement among the Cebuano learners. To effectively embrace the new normal situation, all the specific directions have been translated to a comprehensive blueprint labeled as the Division Learning Continuity Plan, the North Star. It details the division's vision, mission, goals, values, categories of schools and classes, and the deployment of different alternative learning delivery modalities tailored fit to the context of the schools.
All efforts and initiatives to carry out the LCP will greatly depend on the family and community support. We need to prepare not only the schools, learners, administrators, and teaching and non-teaching personnel, but also the parents or guardians of the learners, Secretary Leonor Magdoles Briones said. An end to the effective implementation of the division's LCP, the schools and classes, both elementary and secondary schools, are categorized into 4 according to the availability of internet and tools. Category A, virtual schools or classes. These are schools or classes with internet and tools, teachers and learners with internet and tools at home. For Category B, fully blended schools or classes, these are schools or classes with internet and tools, teachers with internet and tools at home, learners without the internet and tools at home. For Category C, partially blended schools or classes, these are schools or classes without internet and tools, teachers with internet and tools at home, learners without the internet and tools at home.
This is James, is a grade 2 student. He attends his classes in a blended learning program offered by his school. He doesn't need to travel just to attend school. Instead, he turns on his computer and sometimes he uses his phone to attend his class. James attends a blended learning program. This one is not the same with the online learning that you already know. Because in our blended learning program, Our students attend classes through pre-recorded video discussions by their actual teachers in school. Like in the case of James, his teacher give him assignments, learning materials, and quizzes online. And since this is blended learning program, James needs to use his books to study and answer activities given by his teachers. In blended learning, James doesn't even need to be online all the time. His teacher provides a schedule when to open and check for the things he needs to learn to pass his subjects. James Schools uses e-class system. This helps James spend 70% offline and 30% online on the internet for his studies. In this time of COVID-19 crisis, James is safe in his home with his loved ones. And not only that, James' teachers, classmates, and schoolmates are too. James' school shifted to e-class system.
For category D, off-grid schools or classes, these are schools or classes without internet and tools, teachers and learners without internet and tools at home. The LCP framework presents the 4 categories of schools and classes, specifying appropriate alternative learning delivery modalities, such as distance learning, face-to-face learning, and blended learning. For Category A schools, teachers can employ virtual instruction using Google Classroom, modified in-school, off-school approach, or MISOSA online, homebound virtual instruction, and e-learning. For categories B and C schools, teachers can opt using blended learning, modified in-school, off-school approach, or MISOSA online or offline, Deped Commons, and Deped Learning Resource Portal. And for category D schools, teachers can use modified in-school, off-school approach or MISOSA offline, modular instruction, offline ICT learning using Racial Pi, DOST Starbooks, TV, and radio-based instruction. The learning menus are identified based on the categorization of schools and classes within the context of the learners. Teachers can choose from among the identified menus which learning option or options are appropriate in developing the most essential learning competencies of the K-12 basic education curriculum provided to them while adapting to the challenges posed by COVID-19. The unified efforts of the division's highly performing staff, stakeholders, and partners, adhering to its core values of being sincere, united, godly, brilliant, and obedient, or Cebu, for a transformed, innovative, responsive, and productive pluralistic schools division, ensure the effective and efficient implementation of LCP.
The Learning Continuity Plan explicitly presents a specific plan of action highlighting its objectives, strategies and activities, time allocations, persons involved, and expected outcomes to give the implementers a clearer grasp of its specifics. It has 3 phases. Phase A, pre-implementation. Phase B, implementation. And Phase C, post-implementation. For the pre-implementation phase, it includes A. Designing the Learning Continuity Plan. B. Presentation of the district contextualized Learning Continuity Plan to the school heads and master teachers and development of school contextualized Learning Continuity Plan. Presentation of the school contextualized Learning Continuity Plan to teachers, stakeholders, and partners. D. Provision of capacity building activities for CID personnel, education program supervisors, public schools district supervisors, school heads, master teachers, and teachers on the effective use of the different alternative delivery modes. E. Preparation and production of the learning material packages, print and non-print, to use for the alternative delivery modes. F. Preparation and production of strategic instructional materials, print and non-print, based on the most essential learning competencies. G. Utilization of Learning Resource Portal to support the delivery of the alternative delivery modes. H. Provision of the required tools and technology for teachers' use. I. Procurement and acquisition of computer units for Starbucks, installation and utilization. J. Intensification of technical assistance on creating virtual classrooms, conducting online classes and distance learning. K. Massive information dissemination to the parents, local government units, and the school communities on the new normal learning scheme. L. Distribution of learning materials like workbooks, worksheets to the schools. M. Packaging of lessons by subject area per quarter. N. Utilization of most essential learning competencies. For the implementation phase, it encompasses the following. A. Engagement of learners in actual conduct of virtual, online, modular, TV, radio broadcast, face-to-face teaching learning delivery modes. B. Provision of constant coaching and mentoring in the conduct of virtual, online, modular, TV, radio broadcast, face-to-face teaching learning delivery modes. For the post-implementation phase, it comprises the following. A. Intensification of monitoring, evaluation, and adjustment or the MEA process. First, progress M&E during the pre-implementation phase. 2. Quarterly M&E during the implementation phase. And finally, adjustment of activities, strategies during the post-implementation phase.
The LCP becomes significant as it serves as the guiding star for the entire workforce, stakeholders, and partners. Therefore, to ensure that everything has been done as planned, the provision of timely, relevant, and needs-based technical assistance in all phases of its implementation is of utmost importance through the deployment of the 12 Division Core Field Technical Assistance Teams, or CFTATs. Hence, the division's goals of capacitating the instructional leaders and staff to deliver quality basic education services in improving learning outcomes using various alternative learning delivery modalities and in sustaining strong collaboration between and among stakeholders, partners, and staff across all levels of governance will absolutely be achieved. To God be the greatest and the highest honor. Hashtag Dasiglang Cebu!